The truth has returned. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. And yes, I know I haven't been doing much reviews on WWE for quite some time, but I am here to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on Money in the Bank. If you don't like negativity, then this ain't gonna be your place, because I know there's gonna be people that are not gonna be very happy with some of the things I have to say. But don't worry, I will try and give some positives when it comes to tonight's show, but no promises though. So they had this Worlds Collide show, and I did not watch it, but I heard that they did some show with AAA Worlds Collide, so that would be an interesting. And also they also announced the return of Nikki Bella. She's going to be on Monday Night Raw. She's going to be on Monday Night Raw this Tuesday. And honestly, I've always been a Nikki Bella guy, so I'm kind of interested in what Nikki Bella is going to be there for. She's probably there. If I'm going to take a guess on what she's going to do, either she's going to announce the all-women's pay-per-view. She's probably going to announce the Women's Evolution pay-per-view, or she'll announce she will provide commentary for the pay-per-view, or they might just set up a match where she might wrestle Io, Becky, or maybe like Liv and Raquel probably come out and interrupt her, and maybe Brie Bella comes back, setting up a match for the tag team titles. Or she could work with Tiffany, or even with Zelina, or literally anyone. She could literally work with anyone. That's what I think's gonna happen. What Nikki Bella being back has a lot to do with the Women's Evolution pay-per-view. So whatever she's there for, she's going to be there for the Women's Evolution pay-per-view, and really nothing more, Really nothing more. She's only going to be there for the Women's pay-per-view when that comes in July, I think. And also they announced that WrestleMania will be going back to Las Vegas again. Okay. Not that I really care. Not really a fan of them going back to the exact same place that they went to this year. Anyway, the first match was Alexa Bliss, Julia, Rhea Ripley, Roxanne, Stephanie Vaquer, and Naomi in the Money in the Bank ladder match. This match was good. I definitely enjoyed this. This was possibly the match I enjoyed the most out of all the matches tonight. Alexa and Rhea had this stare down where it got a reaction, but not the kind of reaction that would make you go, wow, can't wait for this match. And look, and I'm not lying either. I literally watched the match. Some people told me that the reaction they got was like really big, like, oh, it was such a pop, like it was like a major pop. Like the crowd was so excited to see them go face to face. When I saw it, it got a reaction, but not that kind of, oh, I really want to see these two wrestle reaction. Rhea Ripley got a Devil's Kiss on the ladder, which I thought was a good little moment as well. You know, I thought Rhea took the Devil's Kiss really well. Thing I really hate about the Devil's Kiss is that stupid, annoying sound effect that people are copying Booker T, because apparently Booker T makes some ridiculous noise, like a ridiculous noise whenever Stephanie does that move, and I'm seeing like the fans making that noise, and even the commentators are now trying to do it, and I'm just like, can we not? It's 2025. It's 2029. It's 2025. Can we like not make stupid sound effects whenever someone does a move, please? Just say the name of the move and just move on from that. Like, seriously. Like, I don't like that kind of shit. It's stupid. But yeah, Naomi, Alexa Bliss even performed a code red on a ladder on Naomi. Like, that was another cool spot. Roxanne and Julia even like lifted Alexa Bliss up and kind of slammed her on one of the sharper part on like the legs of the ladder, which did look quite painful. And also Roxanne delivered like a springboard moonsault to Rhea Ripley on the ladder. Like, those were some of the highlights for me for the match. And really, when it comes to this match, this was really a match that anybody could really win. And I feel like this was a match that I think fans would have been okay with anybody winning. Maybe outside of Rhea Ripley, because I know if Rhea Ripley won, people would have called her Rhea Hogan, or people would just be all like, Triple H, is doing you-know-what. I've heard so much stupid shit when it comes to Rhea Ripley's push. Like, Rhea Ripley is still the most popular woman on the roster. Like, she even got a bigger reaction than Alexa Bliss. I will say Alexa Bliss and Rhea are probably the two most popular women out of everybody there, which is a bit unfortunate because Rhea, Alexa, and Stephanie all got reactions, while Naomi and Roxanne and Julia didn't really get much of a reaction. I still am not really the biggest fan of Naomi being a heel. I still believe it really should have been Bianca that should have gone heel instead, but, you obviously can't change the past. Naomi wins the match. Naomi surprisingly wins the match and becomes Miss Money in the Bank. I was very surprised they had Naomi win. Like, if I had to flat out guess if it was going to be anybody, like, Naomi was definitely someone I was definitely one of my picks to win, because I felt she deserved it. The two people I was thinking were going to win was either going to be Rhea or Naomi. So, but I also wouldn't have been surprised if they gave it to Roxanne, because, they did the same thing with Tiffany. So, overall, the matchup was good. Honestly, I thought the matchup was good. I thought it was good. It had its moments. I can't really complain about this. This was a match I really liked. And, yeah, don't really have a whole lot of negatives to really say about this. This is a match I definitely go back and watch again over some of the other stuff on this card. Speaking of things on this card I did not like, we had Dominic Mysterio defend his Intercontinental Championship against Octagon Jr. Now, I know some people may be saying, who in the blithering hell is Octagon Jr.? And you know what? That was my reaction exactly. Octagon Jr. is a AAA guy. He was from AAA. They basically did the same thing that they did with Joe Hendry at WrestleMania. Instead of it being an open challenge, it was just Dominic. He was at Worlds Collide and he kind of made fun of those luchadors. And then he defended his title against one of them, which ended up being Octagon Jr. So, I didn't like this match. This matchup was not good. It was under 5 minutes. And here's the thing. If you're going to introduce new people to your WWE audiences, you think it would be better if you actually let them, showcase what they can do so the fans can think these people are good. Like, Octagon Jr. barely got any offense in. It almost felt like a squash. Like, Dominic was dominating majority of the match. He was in control quite a fair amount in the match. But then when Octagon finally got some offense in, Liv Morgan gets on the apron, and then a few seconds later, Dominic ultimately wins. Not a good match. This was not a good match. Dominic is... I just do not care for Dominic as the Intercontinental Champion. Like, I just want Finn Balor to just hurry up and turn on him so Finn Balor can win the title off him. If that's the plan they're going with, but I highly doubt it. So yeah, definitely a bad match. And it's definitely not a good look for AAA, in my opinion. This is not a good look for AAA. This is the same shit they did with Joe Hendry and Randy Orton at WrestleMania. And I'm telling you, if you want to do a better job at showcasing, these kinds of talents, you got to let these people, showcase what they can do. And I feel like Octagon didn't really show me a lot of things. He just showed me he's just another luchador. Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Intercontinental title. The match was fine. The matchup was fine. Becky and Lyra, they have chemistry. And all that. So ultimately, Becky Lynch would win. Becky Lynch ultimately would win after 15 minutes of wrestling. Becky would win by cheating, and God forbid a heel actually cheats to win, because my God, do I get sick and tired of hearing people complain about a heel doing what a heel is supposed to do. Like, that's the thing that annoys me the most. Like, the thing that annoys me the most is listening to people complain about a heel actually doing what heels are supposed to do. Cheat to win and all that stuff. So Lyra, Lyra raises Becky's hand. She puts the title around Becky's waist, and then she German suplexes Lynch and drops her with the Nightwing. So clearly, the feud between these two is still far from over. I think I don't know if Bayley's ever planning on coming back. Everyone keeps saying that this whole Becky thing is leading to a match with Bayley, but I don't know, man. I think WWE would be utterly foolish to just let Bayley go. I think they'd be utterly foolish to let Bayley go, but I guess we'll see in due time. But Becky Lynch is the new Women's Intercontinental Champion. Yes, I know people may think Becky doesn't need to be the champion, but I think her name value alone is going to elevate the Women's Intercontinental Championship in a big way. I think her name value alone, being a big name, will elevate the Intercontinental title. I feel like Becky should drop the title to someone like Stephanie Vaquer. That's who I think she should drop the title to. I think her dropping the title to someone like Stephanie Vaquer or Roxanne Perez would be big, because then that way you could elevate them even more. Some people may say, why not Rhea Ripley? To be honest, I don't really want to see Rhea downgraded to the IC title, but, I guess if Rhea fights for that, maybe fans will be happy that she's not hanging around the Women's World title picture. But to be fair, fans complain about Rhea Ripley no matter what she does. So, but yeah, I think Becky being the champion will definitely add some prestige to the Intercontinental Championship. Men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Few big highlights from this is, well, one of the bigger highlights is Jacob Fatu finally telling Solo he hates him. So Jacob Fatu turns his back on Solo and pretty much costs him the Money in the Bank. So Jacob Fatu is now a babyface. And this is most likely setting up a match between Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa for the United States Championship. So yeah, there's that. And apparently El Grande Americano got a slice on his back. He got like a slice on his back, and this could and I think that could probably play into the whole is Chad Gable El Grande Americano storyline that they keep playing on. And honestly, I just wish they would just hurry up with that storyline. It's just so stupid. Like, it's so stupid that a storyline even like this has a long-term story. Like, we all know Chad Gable is El Grande Americano, but instead Triple H is like, I will take it 8 months to reveal it's Chad Gable. I will play it out for 8 months, and then we'll finally reveal it's Chad. And anyone who actually believes El Grande Americano is not Chad Gable are just blithering idiots. Here's the thing. this is the one Money in the Bank ladder match I felt was super predictable. This one felt super predictable. Like, I think everybody knew Seth was going to win this because of his new direction with his character and all that. And I do not like that stupid ladder, that fireball ladder, that stupid sponsor ladder. Like, WWE is now going so far with their stupid sponsorships. Like, they're literally putting sponsorships on the Money in the Bank briefcases now. Like they're now putting the bloody sponsors that they are sponsors, because the sponsors they have, they're now plastering the sponsors on ladders. They're splattering them on the tables with the Slim Jim one on SmackDown, and now they're plastering them on the briefcases. Does this company have no shame? Like, do they literally have to plaster everything with stupid sponsors? What's next? Friggin' steel chairs gonna have sponsorships on them? Yes, they probably will. Yes, they probably will, Patrick. Because, WWE has no darn shame. Like, they will plaster, like, as long as they have a sponsorship, they will plaster it on absolutely anything. And that's the thing that really annoys me the most, with all these stupid sponsors that they have all over the place, man. So stupid. So Seth winning here, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was not a fan of Seth Rollins winning. I think, as I said, Seth winning was very, very predictable. I know people are going to tell me that the match was great. And yes, it was great. But yes, it was good. With all the high spots and all that, the spots in the matchup was good and all. But I just can't help it. I just can't help myself in saying that this was predictable. I just can't help it in saying it was predictable. Like, there's nobody believed did anybody believe Andrade was going to pull down that briefcase? Did anybody believe Penta was going to pull down that briefcase? Did anyone believe El Grande was going to pull down that briefcase? Like, I just do not believe that anybody in that match really believed, anyone outside of maybe LA Knight. But outside of LA Knight and Seth Rollins, nobody else in that match really had a chance. They can have all the spots and they can do all the high spots if they want to, but if the outcome is obvious, that's what hurts it, in my opinion. And that is why I said the women's Money in the Bank ladder match was really, in my opinion, the better one, because you could literally say anybody in that women's Money in the Bank ladder match was a good choice. You could believe Alexa Bliss winning is a good choice. You could believe Julia winning was a good choice. You could believe Stephanie winning is a good choice. Roxanne winning is a good choice. Rhea is a good option. Naomi, like, everybody in that women's Money in the Bank ladder match, in my opinion, I wouldn't have been angry with any one of them winning. Because to me, it's like, well, hey, all 6 of those ladies are good, and all 6 of those ladies are great wrestlers, and they're all, in their own way, worthy of holding that briefcase. I don't feel that way with this match. I didn't feel that way in this match. To me, this one was super predictable. Seth Rollins winning. To me, this one was super predictable. And the only person outside of Seth I truly believed deserved to hold that briefcase was LA Knight. I didn't believe Solo deserved it. I didn't believe Penta deserved it. I didn't believe Andrade deserved it. I didn't believe El Grande deserved it. So that's the biggest issue with me. The biggest issue here is that I knew Seth was going to win this, and it felt really, really predictable. And I feel like Seth is obviously going to be cashing in on Jey Uso. I just can't see him cashing in on John Cena. I can't see him cashing in on John Cena. Yes, it would be a big surprise if he cashes in on John Cena, but I just can't see it. I just think he's going to cash in on Jey Uso. I think that's going to be the biggest thing that's going to lead into this. Like, he's going to cash in on Jey Uso. So, Seth Rollins is definitely going to be world champion again at some point. Unless they have him fail his briefcase this time due to CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Either one of them. Unless Seth fails this time, which, you know, in my opinion, I think if you just continuously have people fail their Money in the Bank cash-ins, the value of the briefcase kind of lowers. Like the value of it lowers. And I think my biggest fear right now is that Naomi could become the first female to cash in and fail her Money in the Bank cash-in. Like, what if Triple H decides to be all like, okay, for the first time ever, we're going to have both Money in the Bank contract winners fail their cash-ins. I wouldn't put it past Triple H to do that. We've never had a situation where both briefcase winners have failed. So I wouldn't put it past Triple H to do that, but at the same time, if you just keep having them fail, in my opinion, the value of the briefcase really lowers if you just continue to have people fail. Just because, having them succeed is very predictable. We got to have a situation where they fail. But yeah, I think Seth... Two things are going to happen with Seth. Either Seth successfully cashes in on someone like Jey Uso, or CM Punk or Roman Reigns possibly cost him. Either way, that's the direction I think they're going to go with Seth. When it comes to Naomi, I kind of hope they have her cash in, and I want Naomi's to be successful. I feel like Naomi deserves a run as the women's champion. It's been 8 years since she was champion, which the last time she was champion was in 2017. Jesus Christ, I cannot believe it's nearly been 8 years already. Man, time flies. Main event. Probably the biggest, most boring waste of time main events in my opinion. Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso taking on John Cena and Logan Paul. I hear this all the time from people, and I'm so goddamn sick of it. I hear people say this all the time about Logan Paul, and I'm so goddamn sick of it. I hear people say, you don't have to like him, but you damn have to respect the athleticism that Logan Paul... No. I hear this all the damn time from people, and I'm sick of it. You don't have to like him as a person, and all the things he's done. But if there's one thing you cannot deny, is his athleticism. No. I am not giving Logan Paul any acknowledgement. I'm not giving any ounce of praise to this dickhead. I'm not giving any amount of praise to this dickhead. This guy could friggin' do a Jeff Hardy, go up to the top of the Titantron and jump off, and I still wouldn't give that guy any recognition. This man could try to kill himself, and I still wouldn't give him any recognition. Logan Paul doesn't deserve any recognition. This man kills the passion and the love I have for pro wrestling. This guy is a disgrace. And the fact that I see people praising him makes me want to vomit. It makes me vomit. It makes me vomit that people want to praise Logan Paul. This kind of praise is why WWE pushes him. This praise is why WWE pushes him. Because Triple H sees all the praise he gets online, they're like, oh, well, people clearly like him, so let's keep pushing him. I'm not giving Logan Paul any recognition. No praise, no recognition. Call me a hater if you want. Call me a Logan Paul hater if you want, but I don't care. I'm not giving this guy any recognition. I clearly didn't care about this match, and no amount of good stuff that they did in this match could make me care. The only thing that was surprising was the return of R-Truth. That was really it. The return of R-Truth. Here's the thing. I've heard... here are the things I've heard so far when it comes to the return of R-Truth. People have said, I've heard people say, it was a work. I heard people say, it was a work. Triple H knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. He was playing the audience. He was playing us all. He knew that R-Truth wasn't really fired. Triple H is the GOAT. He fooled us all. No. He was released. Triple H saying what he said on that press conference makes it obvious that he is hiding the fact that he did let go of R-Truth, and then he rehired him because the fans revolted. You can't tell me he had this all planned. There's no way you can literally tell me this was all a part of the show. That was Triple H's response to R-Truth returning. He was like, he had just had a smile on his face, and he was like, it was all part of the show. It's all part of the show. He's literally trying to say, oh, it was all part of the show, man. I don't know about, I don't know what you're talking about when it comes to R-Truth being released. I don't know what you're talking about. That's literally what Triple H did. He literally just I don't know what you're talking about. This was a part of the show. It was always planned. That's basically what he's saying. He's basically saying that this whole thing with R-Truth was planned from the beginning. And he was never fired. If he was never fired, then why would R-Truth go on social media, tell everybody he got released? If this was a storyline, why would R-Truth say he got released? Now people will say, well, Patrick, look back at the time when Drake Maverick got released. Do you remember Drake Maverick? Look back when he got fired and he went to social media and he cried about losing his job and WWE brought him back. It's literally the same situation, man. It's the Drake Maverick situation. That's what people will tell me. Oh, it's exactly the same thing as Drake Maverick when he got fired. But the difference is Drake Maverick isn't as popular as R-Truth. He isn't. He isn't as popular as R-Truth. Fans will always get offended and get upset when anyone gets released. It doesn't matter who they were, it doesn't matter if they were a fan of that person or not. It doesn't matter if the fans were a fan of that wrestler or not. If anyone gets released, fans will get triggered. Fans get triggered when anyone gets released. This isn't the same situation. Triple H brought back R-Truth because the fans revolted. He brought him back because he heard the backlash, he heard the response from the crowd, and so he listened by bringing R-Truth back. That's all he did. That's all it is. It's not a work. He didn't play us. I don't believe it. I do not believe for a single second that this was a storyline. I don't believe for a single second that this was planned by Triple H from the beginning. I absolutely refuse to believe that this whole situation was planned from the beginning. So R-Truth, he comes in, he attacks John Cena, hits him with the title. Cody Rhodes then hits the crossroads on John Cena and pins John Cena. And so yeah, Cody Rhodes is now going to get himself a future title shot. I also don't like the fact that John Cena is probably not going to defend his title against Cody Rhodes until SummerSlam. It would make sense to do it at Night of Champions, but they're not going to do that. They're probably going to have John Cena do something else at Night of Champions, maybe wrestle R-Truth again. They might have him wrestle R-Truth again at Night of Champions, and then they'll probably have like Jey Uso wrestle Logan Paul again at Night of Champions, and then after Night of Champions, they're gonna build up to SummerSlam, or they're probably gonna have some other show that they'll be building up to. Oh yeah, Evolution, and then Saturday night's main event. You know, they've got too many darn pay-per-views. They've got so many darn pay-per-views throughout the year. Like, WWE is literally planning 4 pay-per-views to counter AEW's All In show. 4 events. They're literally having 4 WWE events during All In. It's absolutely insane to me. But anyway, those are my thoughts on Money in the Bank. It was fine. The show was fine. The Money in the Bank matches were good. Becky and Lyra was alright. And everything else to me was meh. And I'm very curious to see what they do with R-Truth. So, I'm very curious with the whole R-Truth situation, but I wouldn't hold my breath on it. This is probably just going to be something they're probably just going to do for a couple of weeks, and then R-Truth will probably go back to being the comedy goofball that we've all remember him being. He'll probably... This whole serious R-Truth, it's going to be a short-term thing. This serious R-Truth is going to be a short-term thing, and then he'll go back to being the likable good guy, the likable comedian we've always known and loved. So, let me know your opinion down below on Money in the Bank. Hit that like button and subscribe if you enjoy. See you all next time.